Hey, what's good? It's Olivia. Welcome back. Despite the mega clickbaity title, we're gonna be painting some roses from my parents' house and having a quickie little chat about art block. First I wanted to walk you through my setup here. I'm using a mix of Holbein acrylic gouaches and some cheap craft paints that I had lying around. I think these are from like Home Depot, actually. So, you know, super top-notch, high-quality stuff here. I'm starting off just toning my paper with a hot pink wash. I've been really digging the neon underglazes a lot in my work lately. I think it adds a lot of vibrancy and a lot of artificiality that you wouldn't necessarily get from a more natural colored base, such as, you know, burnt sienna or something like that. We're doing this piece in my dearly beloved Stillman & Burns Zeta series, which is a 270 grams per meter, I think. I don't know what the American conversions of that is, but I think it's roughly like 140-pound paper, which is definitely strong enough to handle this paint, which is nice. I think they're great. I always watch a lot of old Looney Tunes cartoons in the spring, and I've been thinking a lot about Maurice Noble and his work, always king. So I wanted to try and adapt some more of his like cartoonish composition styles into my sketch, like how the cliffs in the Roadrunner cartoons always look so steep, and how he just kind of plays with those angles in order to really dramatize his compositions. So I've been trying to play a little bit with the perspectives here in this study. Not that it paid off super well, but that's alright. It's a study, it's fine. I wanted to paint these rose bushes because my parents have these stunning roses in their yard that cover the whole porch every spring, and I'm usually home from school around that time of the year, so I spend a lot of time out there at night. So I find myself down here a lot when I'm home, thinking over ideas or things that have just kind of been bugging me or on the brain lately. And what I found myself thinking of a lot in this past month that I was there was art block and my creative practice, for lack of a better word, or lack thereof at the moment. I've been out here battling demons with my art block for a fat minute now. I mean, shit, like I posted my last video on here in September, I think, and it's at least June at the time of writing this, so it could feasibly be August by the time this comes out, like, I don't know. But between work and like living in a new city, and I didn't have a sketchbook for a solid 3 months, which was terrible, I just feel like I've lost a lot of my creative momentum lately. When I graduated college last spring, it felt for the first time that I had like a really solid grasp on the art that I wanted to make, and I was actually making it. Game changer. That part's really crucial. But then I moved across the country and I started like a 40-hour work week. I had all these life changes that were taking up all my time and energy, not to mention the fact that because of all the supply chain confusions and the ever-quickening death of capitalism in this country, literally every store on the planet was sold out of my sketchbook that I like to use. Real tough times for me. But by the time I got my life more or less sorted out, I just didn't even know how to like sit down at my desk and work anymore. I'd mess around with an idea for like a week or two, but my creative muscles had just atrophied in the meantime. So how did I claw my way out of it? Well, here's the COVID part. I caught COVID, spoiler alert, that's how. To be fair, I flat out ignored the problem of creative art block for like a solid 2 months, but then in the middle of May, I was visiting friends in New York, and finally after like the full 2 years of COVID, it got me. I thought I was better than that, but death comes for us all. That first week I kind of just like scrolled to the bottom of Instagram and watched too much British Wife Swap on YouTube. But once I finally scraped the bottom of that well, I was kind of forced to confront my own boredom for the first time in a while. I don't live a particularly glamorous lifestyle, but in today's attention economy, I very rarely find myself bored. There's always kind of like something to do, something to scroll through, something to, I don't know, look at, capture my attention. But I was bored and I had to figure out how to entertain myself again. And I was forced to kind of create again, if for no other reason than the fact that The Gilded Age was poorly scripted and terrible to watch. The point is that I was forced to sit down and make. I had nothing to do, nothing better to do than to stare at the blank page. And then the craziest thing happened. like it got easier. It never fails to blow my mind that the whole "we'll just, you know, do it a lot and then it gets easier" thing is fully the truth, but it did. Like, I've had this sketchbook for 3 months and I'm already halfway through it now. It's wild to me, but it did. It got easier. Now, my situation is obviously not a unique one by any means. We all kind of fall off the bike when it comes to our creative rhythms and practices sometimes. Shit comes up and you kind of forget how to do the thing that you know how to do, and it's ass. It sucks. But I think the lesson here is that rather than trying to rage against it the second you feel it come on, like people sometimes do, just kind of give it a minute, you know, give it some time. I'm not necessarily saying that the cure is to just go into a Seinfeld coma for a month, but you can apply the concept in more kind of short-term thinking. Forcing it right out the gate is only going to frustrate you, and sometimes it's good to just kind of take a breather and spend a night watching cats be stupid on TikTok, or like get really into Victorian lampshade making for a few weeks. There's always a pressure to be creating and be, you know, putting out content all the time, feed the algorithm, but like, that's not how we're built. And if you want to just take a break, like, take a break. It's fine. It's good for you. And, you know, maybe afterwards you'll come back and be excited about the thing that you're normally excited about again.
She picked a flower and she started to shine. He loves me not, he loves me, he loves me not, he loves me, he loves me not. He loves me not, he loves me, he loves me not, he loves me, he loves me not.
Anyway, here's the finished paintings. I'd love to do these as like a diptych in oils at some point, but I ain't got anywhere to oil paint right now, so this will have to do for now. I hope someone enjoyed my ramblings out there. No one I know in real life is watching on here, so I'm chill with just shouting into the void with my musings. Catch you next time!